text effects use Vertex colors, again found within the built-ins in the container plugins and text effects folder, allows us to colorize our text. And different from the text effects color is the Vertex color allows us to choose the four corners of the text to colorize. So to set this up, you see we have a font within our scene tree here. Now I'm going to go within our font settings here, and instead of using the geometry setting, I'm going to change this to texture. So we'll go into our text effects Vertex color plugin, and the first thing that we need to do is change our colors down here. So in the very bottom we have a top left, and I can come in and choose my color for that, and then underneath that we have bottom left, and we can come in and choose a color for that. I'll just choose random colors here. These aren't going to make any rhyme or reason in why we're choosing them. And then we have a top right selection and also a bottom right selection that we can change as well. Okay, so we got our colors chosen here. Now we would go back up to the top to the progress percentage, and if you needed to animate this on, you would again keyframe this progress percentage. So you can set a keyframe there. We would advance this to 100 if you wanted to change these colors here. However, you could see even before or with the progress percentage at 0, this text effects Vertex color was already affecting the font. The other settings that we have in here, again, we have our direction. So this depends how we want this to animate on. We can go to the normal direction, left to right, which is set to by default. We can go the opposite direction, right to left. Then we have a random, a static, a wave, a center, and a to center. Now we demonstrate these on other text effects plugins, so you can familiarize yourself with what they do. There's also the interpolate here. It's a soft and a linear. Again, this relates to if you have a keyframe or any animation on this plugin and how it's going to interpolate it. The effect range, again, allows you to set the range for each particular letter. So as one letter is fading off or being affected, you can affect the effect range to tell when or what happens to the next letter there. Like all the other text effects plugins, you have your random seed, the ignore space, and the ignore new line. There's a text order down here, as is the default setting. We also have a horizontal, and when we change it to horizontal, again we get a right to left setting and a left to right setting. There's also a vertical setting here. Once we change it to that, we get our text direction up to down or down to up. Now down here within the color section, we have a color direction. It's selected to top to bottom by default. We can also change this top right to bottom right, and you can see when we do change this in the color direction here, it reflects it in the scene editor window, and we can go top left to top left and then bottom to bottom right. We also have a top to bottom, a top right to bottom left, and 4 corners. So you can see we have a lot of options here for which direction we want our color to go. And beyond that, below our color direction, we have a color level. And now we can even enhance our color level by either decreasing it, and you can see that it kind of dulls the color, and or increasing it, and now it kind of brightens the color even more. At the very bottom, there's a color use alpha, and when that's on, when you come into one of your colors here, you can choose your alpha here and take it all the way down or set it where you need it, and you can see how it affects this word within the scene editor. So a lot of options here for the Vertex color.